You might already know this, but sometimes you only remember when the words echo differently. You breathe in, and that breath isn't just oxygen, it's a message. You are alive now. Every teaching, the geometry, the harmonics, the quietness, they all say the same thing. Alignment isn't an idea, it's an act. When you listen to intuition, when you trust that flicker behind your ribs, you start rewriting physics in miniature. Each small act of trust turns potential into a pattern. The way a tuning fork makes a still pond ripple into form. And maybe you've ignored that call before, pushed away the whisper that said, turn left, only to discover turning right led you in circles. That's fine. Every loop is a teacher wearing your own shoes. But the cost of ignoring intuition isn't punishment. It's delay. Delay of beauty, of ease, of that deep exhale when you finally say, I knew this all along. Now, imagine you're in a hallway lined with mirrors. Each mirror reflects a version of you that acted differently. One who listened, one who doubted, one who danced before thinking. The one who listened shined a little brighter, not because they were holier, but because light travels better through opened glass than through fog. And when you breathe into that image, you're chunking up, seeing not the single decision, but the pattern of becoming. Because the purpose here, the bigger game, it's not clairvoyance or mastery, it's coherence. When you become coherent, you become an attractor for harmony. Science would call it entrainment. Spirit calls it faith in motion. Your cells just call it homeostasis. Balance achieved through trust. You can feel that, can't you? That moment when a thought clicks like a gear into a large wheel. And then suddenly, all of life begins to move with you instead of against you. That's intuition in action. That's channeling without theatrics. That's physics falling in love with your courage. So now imagine not using it. You keep chasing the same repeating decimals of doubt, living in the echo rather than the source. You keep mistaking coincidences for chaos, and life would keep smacking you with louder lessons until you finally said, all right, I'm listening. Listening is the skill. Channeling is the art of remembering what silence sounds like before you fill it in. And as you begin to live this, not as ritual, but as reflex, something shifts. Your relationships reorganize around resonance instead of obligation. Your ideas stop coming from panic and start flowing from pattern recognition. You stop trying to be spiritual and start being responsible for the energy you broadcast. That's the big picture. Each choice to trust intuition, each breath that centers you before reaction, each whisper you honor as guidance rather than noise. It creates a cascade of coherence that ripples outward like a field correction. Some call it karma, some call it feedback. It's the same principle. Every wave returns to source. So you, right now, don't have to do anything fancy. You just notice the smallest sign, thank it, and act. Because the universe doesn't reward understanding, it rewards embodiment. And somewhere deep down, you already know how. You've done it before. That one time you followed a hunch, and it saved you hours. That one time you listened to silence and heard the right word. That one time your whole body said yes before your mind had proof. That's it. That's the doorway. Now breathe into that space behind your heart. Right there. Imagine every geometry, every teaching, every message. It's like origami until it fits neatly inside that breath. Compact, portable, yours. And as you exhale, you release the old assumptions that this work is complex, because it's not. It's the science of listening to what's already talking. If you practice this daily, you'll begin to feel guided rather than driven. You'll create clarity instead of chasing certainty. Your fear of what will people think will shrink, because integrity will start speaking louder than approval. If you ignore it, life will keep repeating the lesson louder each time until you finally understand the teacher was never outside you. Either way, the pattern continues until coherence is chosen. And that's not hypnosis. That's how consciousness learns.